Hey y'all, it's Pam with Living in Charlottesville. Thanks for stopping by. Today, I'm actually going to delve into the things that I think, and a lot of my friends think you need to know before moving to Charlottesville. And so we're going to get right into it. Number one, Monticello. Monticello, not Monticello. For one, it's the home for Thomas Jefferson, who is our third president and the primary author of the Declaration of Independence. So he's got a pretty good resume behind him. But he built his home on a small mountain. And in Italian, Monticello is small mountain. So don't miss the next ones coming up right now. Hey y'all, it's Pam with Living in Charlottesville. Thanks for stopping by and spending a few minutes with me. I am very glad to see you, and I would love for you to subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified anytime that I drop some new material. Also, if you get anything out of this video, I would love for you to actually hit that thumbs up so I know somebody's out there watching the videos. But without further ado, let's see what else is going on. So here's where this all came from. I was recovering from COVID after the holidays. And as I was laying in bed recovering, I wasn't like sick, but I just couldn't, go out and do stuff like that. And I still have a little breathy, so excuse that. But I decided, I was like thinking about all the things that I thought my clients should know, almost like a cheat sheet moving into the area. So it doesn't matter if you're moving into Charlottesville, Albemarle, Greene, Fluvanna, whatever it is. This is an across the board. And I also put it out to my friends, family, neighbors, said, what do you wish you had known, or what would you have liked to have known before moving or living in Charlottesville? So that's the list, and we're going to get right into it. So next on the list of the cheat sheet for living in Charlottesville, Lynn said, we have two roads. We have 29 and 250. So as you know, we have 29 north-south. We have 250 that goes east-west. But Lynn said, no, we have two roads, 29 and 250. But then as a local, you will have to learn all the ways to avoid those two roads, which is true, because those two roads obviously have the most traffic on them, and we learn to get around to decrease the schlep factor. So thanks, Lynn. That was great advice. So the next one coming up is actually from Jim. And Jim said, this is one of the most popular suburbs, which we know about. So it's a popular suburb of Charlottesville. So listen up. And then he actually wrote this out, and this is how he put it. Crozet, not Crozet. So it looks like, and it is spelled Crozet. Many people will say Crozet, but it is Crow, like Crowzay. Thank you, Jim. That's always a common one. So good friend Shan actually said, avoid pantops unless you're retired and have time to wait. That's actually pretty funny. To get out and up onto pantops, there's a lot of businesses and a lot of housing up there. But during rush hours, it can get to a gridlock standstill. So I know that's what she's talking about, because you have to go through lights and intersections, and it can get bogged down. On that same note, John says, if you need to get to pantops after 3 p.m. from anywhere west of McIntyre Road, take 29 south to 64 east and hop off on exit 124, which is 250, and then backtrack to pantops. So what John is saying is, if you have to get on to pantops anytime around 3 or after during that rush hour, he suggests you actually go the opposite way jump on 64 and come in the back way to Pantops. Good suggestion, John. Good suggestion. All right. Well, thanks again for stopping by and spending some of your time here. My name is Pam, and I'm a local here who runs Living in Charlottesville and would love to help you however you can to see if living in Charlottesville is in your future. So back to our cheat sheet. The next one is, sorry, I had to read it. Susan says UVA can affect your travel, right? We all knew that. But Susan says, avoid, all capitals, avoid Barracks Road area on move-in or move-out weekends, which is very, very true because especially move-in weekends is a lot of mama and papa bears dropping off their little fledglings. They are only caring about their little fledgling. They have no idea where they're going or what they're doing. So it can actually be very dangerous. So move in or move out weekends, avoid the entirety of Barracks Road UVA. And she says, don't go near UVA during home football games. All right, next on the list always pops up high, and it's always funny because there's always a debate about it. And I know I've mentioned it before too, and that is Rio Road. Rio Road. What? Huh? Why? R-I-O. Rio. No. Rio. R-Y-E-O. Rio. But it is shown as R-I-O. Some say it came from the nearby Rivanna River, which locals also pronounce Rivanna, R-Y-E, Vanna, and not Rivanna, Rivanna. Others say it came from the name, from the fact that a railroad runs right near there and through there, and the railroad stop was number 10. So again, railroad R10. And then others say it was Route 10. So again, a capital R and 1 and 0 would look like Rio. Dun ta da! Actually, it came from Rio Mills, a true mill that is actually still there, and you can see the remnants of the mill house is still there and has been rebuilt and things. Rio Mills has a historical marker, and you can see it. So it came from the Rio Mills area. And the bridge that's right there used to be a covered bridge. Those were burned down during the war, and they had to be rebuilt, including the mill itself. And you can see the waterstone and everything. It's very cool. And the bridge was obviously rebuilt as well, too. So Rio Road comes from Rio Mills. Now you know. The next on the cheat sheet, Stephanie reminds us about eating out. And we have amazing food here, hands down. And it doesn't really matter if it's cheap, grab a sandwich food, which is like Bodo's, or it's very lovely food like Marigold at Keswick Hall. Soup to nuts, we have amazing food that is not the large chains. So what she actually says was, skip the chains. You can get those anywhere and have it anytime. Go for local favorites like Bodo's, which is Bodo's Bagels, Riverside, which is a huge, long-standing like cheeseburger, burger, greasy spoon kind of. You don't go there when you're trying to watch your lovely figure. Ivy Provisions has amazing food. That is over by the university in St. Anne's. Christian's Pizza, that's actually one of my favorite pizzas. Jack and Jill, oh, that's an old one. That's very cool. And she says, even gas station food. And I know she's talking about the market at Bel Air. Actually, the market is several, but her preferred is the market at Bel Air Market. And they do really good sandwiches. You will have to try those when you come to visit. So Amy actually wrote and gave the next one. So because she actually works over in that area a lot. but she reminded me in this question thread that I was going down. And that is, if you were going over the mountain, you are going over to Augusta over the Blue Ridge. And if you are already in Augusta, if you live in Waynesboro or around there, if you go over the mountain, you're coming to Charlottesville. So it goes both ways. But if you're going over the mountain to go into Augusta, to go to Waynesboro, or here's your second one, Stanton. A lot of people will say Staunton. So it's Stanton. Going over to Stanton. There's a story about the Statler brothers. I don't know if you remember them or not. They were very popular when I was growing up in my household. They are actually from Stanton. So they knew when it was truly somebody who was from their area, because people would come up to them, they would say, and be like, hey, I'm from Staunton. Can you sign this? They were like, we knew instantly if they did not say it correctly. So it's Stanton, not Staunton. All right, we are back to UVA. And will be several of them as well. So listen up. The first one is, they do not have a campus. Gasp, you say. Not to worry. They actually have grounds. So when someone attends the university or they work at the university and they're going on grounds, not on a campus or not to the campus, but on grounds. When you hear the corner, this one's actually very funny. And thank you, Roxanne, for this one. When you hear the corner, it is not Streetwalker Central. So again, especially if you're attending or you have little ones, well, they're not so little if they're attending the university, attending UVA, and they go to the corner, not to worry, it's not Streetwalker Central. The corner is actually the shopping, food, convenience store. There's everything from a Bodo's Bagel, Starbucks Coffee, Ragged Mountain Running. There's several athletic apparel places like Mincer's, several food places, banks, CVS, things like that. So it's a complete little shopping area, but it's right across from the grounds, and it's on the corner. Still on UVA. This one's coming from Paul, so he always makes me laugh too. He would like to remind us that it is all capital UVA, all caps. You do not write it capital U, capital V, lowercase a. So all capitals UVA. Thank you, Paul. And he also, this really does get me to giggle. He reminds us that at UVA football games, they celebrate first downs and they sing after field goals. And his quote is, "This would not be tolerated in SEC country." But now you know, hey, when you attend UVA or you attend a game, now you're not shocked and you don't go, what's going on? They sing after a field goal. All right. Lynn chimed back in and she said, if a car has a turn signal on, it's probably by mistake. And actually, I'll jump on this one as well. A lot of people may or may not know, if you're driving a car in or around the area, if it rains, you must have your lights, your exterior lights on for your car, not just driving lights, because oftentimes the driving lights we leave on all the time for the newer cars, they only have the front lights, not the back lights. So that's your other tip. The law is, actually, I'll give you a couple of laws. The law is if it's raining, you must have your lights on so you can be seen is what it is. It's really safety. And the other thing is that actually, if you drive here, especially because coming from out of state, you may be coming from a place that allows radar detectors. Virginia does not allow radar detectors. It's a big, big no-no. So no radar detectors. So there you go. Couple of VDOT laws for you. Oh, One of my sweet clients said, remind them you're the best realtor because you're authentic, honest, and take great care of your clients. Thank you, Nicole. That is so sweet. All right, on that note, I'm going to cut over to Rio Road and hit Bodo's Bagel the back way so I don't have to get on 29 and grab some lunch because, again, Bodo's is yummy. Thank you for stopping by and spending some time. Would love to know if any of this resonated or helped you at all by hitting that thumbs up. Please leave me a comment. Happy to answer questions or reach out to me. Or if you're not quite ready to go, watch out for the next video. They're all fabulous, really.